The purpose of this video is to guide parents of primary school children and younger as to how to talk to our children in these very, very difficult and trying times. And let's begin to acknowledge by acknowledging that we ourselves as parents are feeling anxious and worried about Israel, as is understandable. So, of course, our children are going to be feeling frightened too and picking up those vibes. So we have to do our best in the current situation. If the world around us is less secure and less happy, let's try and make sure that our homes are more secure and more reassuring. Our children are bound to be more emotionally needy at the moment, and they may even be misbehaving and not behaving in the normal, magnificent way that they normally do. It's understandable. Life is unsettling. They'll feel unsettled. That will be reflected in their behavior, probably whatever their age. The first thing to do is to validate their feelings and their emotions, which means listening carefully with full attention, with our mobiles switched off and out of the way, and also to give them words to help them frame their emotions, which can be particularly important for younger children. I can see you're feeling scared. Are you frightened at the moment? That's understandable. That's okay. We're also a little bit scared at the moment. And our own body language and manner of speaking is more important even than what we say. How we say it communicates so much, even more than the actual words that we choose. Now that's difficult if we ourselves are feeling anxious, but if we can be composed and calm and talk to our children in a calm, reassuring manner, that goes a long way to reassuring them. Ultimately, they're looking to us to lead them through this crisis, and they want to trust us. It's interesting that children actually feel much more reassured when they can detect that what we're telling them is the truth. Accurate, true, and real. Whereas if they feel that we're hiding something from them, then they're worried about what is it that we're hiding. I would actually say that an honest "I don't know" is better than an attempt to fob them off, because then we leave them wondering, what is it that my parents don't want to tell me? When we talk about telling them the truth, of course, we don't mean telling them everything. Of course not. On the contrary, I feel that we've got to be very, very careful about what comes into our home and the news feed and the articles, and let's spare them, I would argue ourselves, from some of the graphic and gruesome details. We need to know what's going on, but not to that extent. What it means is giving them bite-sized, age-appropriate, accurate information on a need-to-know basis, but also making it absolutely clear that we're open for any further questions that they may have. Also, to let them know that they're going to hear many, many things. Possibly in the playground or at school, a lot of those things will not be true and will be scaremongering and rumours. And it's so important they come and talk to us, an adult or another adult, to find out what is true and what is not true, and then we can discuss it and work it through with them. So, let's talk now about some specific language you might use. Of course, by now, many children will have heard a lot of what's going on. But for younger children, if I had to explain the situation, because I haven't heard yet, or they need more clarity, I would explain there's a group of Arabs in Israel who are called Hamas, or terrorists, who don't like the Jewish people living in Israel, and they are hurting and have been hurting the Jewish people, which is why we're so concerned and worried about friends and relatives and the Jewish people in Israel. For older children, let's say Key Stage 2, you might take out a map and show them how most of the fighting is on the border, even though there have been missiles sent to central Israel, which is why there have been sirens. And you would then tell them that sadly hundreds have been killed and captured and injured, which is why we are davening to Hashem, we're praying for Hashem to help us out in this terribly difficult situation. Also important to tell children that Baruch Hashem, thank God, in this country we do live in a safe country. But it's not unknown in situations like this that sometimes friends of the Hamas in this country may want to try and scare us here, which is why the CST and the police are a bit more evident at the moment, and they're here to protect us and to look after us. But let's finish with two vital points. So essential that our children understand that this period will pass. It's a difficult time and not a pleasant time, but things will get better again, and things will go back to normal again, into their normal, happy selves, and hopefully as soon as possible. But also to engage our children in being productive. What can they do? How can they help? Can they send gifts? Can they add a little extra prayer? Can they contribute? At Seed, we're here to help. 8958 0820 if you've got any further comments or questions. Thank you.